Throughout the history of ceramics, there have been teachers. There were enclosed communities that made a particular style of work, and a young apprentice or a son would follow his master, and they were virtuosos, practicing, making things better than the last generation. That's sort of been the case for me and the lineage that I come from. And I want to hold up something really good for my apprentices to grab a hold of and do better in their way, if they're willing to do it wholeheartedly. To see it all come together in its actuality and recognize how good the work is, whether it's like mine or not, is a validation of the process of apprenticeship. My name is Mark Hewitt. I am a British-born potter living in Pittsburgh, North Carolina. On this one we got a pivot. That's pretty close. That'll do. All right. Thrown together, the exhibition is a group of my former apprentices who are still working in North Carolina and myself that examines the concepts of tradition, apprenticeship, and individualism. I had the idea that we could strut our stuff, we could put ourselves on a pedestal and show the wider national and international community what we've been up to these last 40 years. That's pretty good. All right. There are about 170 pieces in the show. It's just a treat to see the way we all fit together as a group and how we differ. You know, what are the similarities within our differences? And what are our differences within our similarities? Do it in half. Do it in half, Alex. I've got industrially made mid-century modern work that's coming out of East Fork Pottery, run by Alex Matisse up in the mountains in Asheville. And then I've got Daniel Johnston making very vigorous big work that's being shown by galleries out in Santa Fe. I have Stillman Browning-Howe and Lara O'Keefe near Pittsburgh, getting established in their own right. Joseph Sand and Randleman doing more sculpture work than I ever thought would come out of my studio, because that was what he was doing beforehand. Matt Jones doing wonderfully decorative work from his studio out beyond Asheville. You chose plates that matched the granite.
Oh, did I? Yeah. Not on purpose.
Oh,
I just thought they looked nice.
Well, I'm very proud of my apprentices and the way that they've adapted what they learnt with me and taken whatever traditional aspects I have brought to the game into their own individual practice.
Thank you so
It's really
much.
good.
No, this is great. We read about it.
Yeah. I've been in North Carolina for 40 years, Having been born and raised in England, I worked as an apprentice for 3 years down in Cornwall, England for Michael Cardew. Came to the States to get a little experience with one of his former apprentices, Todd Piker. And I met my wife while there, and because of my interest in traditional folk pottery worldwide, and knowing that there was an extant folk pottery tradition down in the American South, we came on a trip. My metrics were that I wanted to be near good clay and good wood. And Carol's metrics were much more practical. She wanted to be near a natural food store, within half an hour of a natural food store in a place where you could see foreign movies, because it meant that there would be a market for the kind of work I was going to be making. Ever practical, Carol gently guided us, and it's been the same ever since. You know, I pedal really fast. I'm good at what I do, but she steers and guides us carefully. I think of useful handmade pots as being like tangible poems, like a handheld melody. Like, you know, this mug is, to me, has a sound. It has a texture, it has a feel, it has a balance, it has rhythm, it has nuanced references that are like a poem. And I get to hold it in my hand and drink out of it. To me, you can't kiss the Mona Lisa, you can't hug Michelangelo's David, but you can do this with a mug, and you can, you know, I got a little bit of blue glass that I stuck in there, and there's a little depression, it's like a dimple. There's texture that you can feel. And they're like your friends. They offer some consolation, they offer some stimulation. That's my gift to the world. If you're a musician, you sing a song. For me, if I can make a mug that carries the weight of the world, that gives people some joy and delight, I've done my job. It's a small part to play, but I'm going to play it with all my heart. This exhibition's a milestone because I'm towards the end of my career. I am finding the physicality of my regular work draining in a way that I didn't in years gone by, and I'm slowly scaling my workload down. And the effort required by my wife and I together is more than we want to do on a permanent basis. So it's not a threshold that we cross and now it's all downhill and we're giving up, by no means, but it's just going to be at a slightly different pace that may actually allow me to do better work. There's a summary that this exhibition represents. There's a certain moment in my career and in the careers of my apprentices. It's a moment in time. It's never going to be the same again. For us to do this is really a magical moment. For them, I hope they're going to be able to reflect on what they're doing in relation to everybody else, to be challenged to do better work. I haven't peaked yet, and nor have they, but I'm challenging them. That's the other aspect of this exhibition. If only they will, they'll listen. It's like, keep on pushing, keep on trying. So it's really fun to present really good work at this level, just to say that we're not dead yet. It's going to carry on and it's going to get better.